My name is Terry Clark. I'm a postdoctoral researcher in the Department of Clinical Neurosciences. So what we're looking at particularly is trying to monitor but also regulate gait patterns or walking patterns in people with Parkinson's disease. So one of the issues that we're trying to focus on, a common symptom of Parkinson's disease is dysfunctional or irregular walking patterns. So gait patterns can be quite irregular, long step, short step. People with Parkinson's can also get into what's called microgressia, where they walk with progressively smaller steps, even getting into shuffling patterns as well. So this can then lead to increased instances of falling, which then leads on to lower confidence with walking, which then can lead on to engaging in less physical activity, adoption of sedentary lifestyles, which then just exacerbates all of the Parkinson's symptoms as well. So what we're trying to do with this equipment, with this project, is keep people walking in functional walking patterns or get them back out of those irregular patterns so that they're able to engage in greater amounts of physical activity. So what the iPod does, we set it up so that it is able to monitor people's walking patterns. So they wear it on their leg. As they're walking with good regular walking strides, it plays music. If they fall out of those walking patterns and get into shorter shuffling patterns, the music switches off. So in that sense, it functions as a bit of an auditory reminder or a cue for them. So the music switches off, they think, right, I need to be walking in, they step up, walk with longer patterns. So in that sense, then the music becomes associated with functional or proper walking patterns. And what we've noticed over time is that when people start out, the music is required to get them to think about their walking, but over time we found that we can actually remove the musical stimulus and they're still able to think about their walking. So over time, we've had some people on the project for over a year now, and whereas before they were never able to notice how they were walking, and that's part of the issue of why they get into these shuffling patterns, is they lose the ability to notice how they're walking and regulate their walking. But it seems that through this project they're able to retrain those processes again, so they're actually able to pay a little bit more attention to how they're walking, notice when they get into shuffling or when their gait patterns start to shift, and self-correct themselves even in the absence of music. If we can come up with a non-pharmaceutical treatment program that does assist in alleviating or controlling some of the symptoms for people with Parkinson's disease, the gait problems can be quite debilitating, particularly when it gets to the point when they're no longer mobile anymore. So if we can be delaying that progression or slowing down that progression, that would be fantastic. And then of course there are all the other health benefits that come along with physical activity too. So if we can be helping with preserving cognitive function as well through all of this, and doing it in a way that is enjoyable for the participants, ideally isn't costing them anything, then that would be fantastic. So.